Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
We're not live. Are we live?
I don't know. Yes, we are live.
Fuck it,
Hello,
we'll do it
hello.
live.
We'll do it live. We got some key player stuffs here. Could you go back real quick, perchance, Dean? Dean is changing settings on Discord right now.
Right.
I think I saw that Juan was key player for 101 Thieves, but we have Julian here as well.
Yeah, neither of those are surprising to me. Oh, Julian's playing?
Yeah, it is going to be Ali, Julian, Kai, Faye, and Kathy for fruitcakes.
Huh?
And the roster for 101 Thieves doesn't have complete information on the champions to watch because two of them haven't played these roles in the server yet, but I believe it'll be Nishan, Jonah, Juan. Oh, these seem wrong based on who I'm seeing in calls. We are seeing Juan and Kai as the key matchup, though. And Dean is scrolling through it really fast, so I cannot tell you what's going on. Okay, this looks correct. Okay, there we go. So we have Nevada, Jonah, Juan, Nishan, Douglas for 101 Thieves. It's going to be interesting to see this. This is an iteration from 101 Thieves we didn't see during Frostbite. We are seeing the Juan Kai key matchup, which makes sense. I think historically, not just in these two games, but I believe also in Frostbite, Kai got the better of the matchup, even though in Frostbite, I believe 101 Thieves won.
Yeah,
And
I
then we're
believe that's
seeing.
correct.
Go ahead.
I'm saying I believe you're right about that.
Yeah, and then I think we have seen Nishan only play a couple ADC games in the server. Ali is definitely who we want to watch on Fruitcakes, though. New addition to the server, hyped top lane. This is also a bit of a game with story because we have seen Ali, Juan, Nishan, Dave, who isn't playing, and Jonah. Jonah brought all of them into the server because they all played together on their school's
Right.
team.
Yeah, so there's some
So we're seeing Ali
yeah.
against everyone else, which is kind of funny.
That's good. That's gonna be kind of fun. Yeah. From what I've seen from all the new players, which speaking of, there's just a lot of new players in general this season, but Ali in particular, I'm not surprised he's listed as that key player. He's really impressed me so far, and I'm excited to see him in an actual team format game now that the season started and to see how it looks.
Yeah, I have played a couple games with that team where I like filled in for Julian or Mason. And Ali's shot calling is like really good. Like I feel like it's going to be a very important piece to this team and a very big upgrade compared to what they had last season.
Yeah, I mean, having a voice that is just comfortable in that shot calling position can be so helpful, especially if you are a team that hasn't had that. It's just when you have somebody that just naturally fits into that role, it makes it so much easier for everyone else because they only have to focus on their own gameplay. And I'm not surprised. I mean, Ollie C, from what I know about him, I believe he's used to be Masters or maybe still is right around there. Singed, what I think is like his most played all time, but I've been impressed by a lot of his different picks. He's shown some carries, he's shown some tanks. And it's just shown really good like top lane macro play. typically when I see him performing at his best, it seems like he's just farming an insane amount of CS per minute, and it's just a menace in the side lanes, but knows when he's supposed to group up.
Yeah, probably going to be a major thing here. Without Dave, who I believe might be on later. I think they were planning on running him, but weren't able to. So he might be on in a bit. It
I'm a
takes
little.
away.
Go ahead.
It takes away a little bit of their focal point. I think he is their strongest player on that team, so it's going to be interesting to see what lane they play for. I think on Fruitcakes, it's obviously going to play on the top side. I mean, Kai and Ali in the solo lanes with Julian to back them up is like a really, really strong top side. And Kathy and Faye are pretty used to weak siding, so
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting. I'm not super sure what lane 101 Thieves is going to play for, though. I mean, Nishan has he had any bot games? Dean, could you really quickly scroll to that one?
I'm not sure. You
I don't know if
mentioned
Dean's here
it.
right now.
Dave not being there, that's a little disappointing to me, just because I think with him, I think it'd be like the tale of two sides of the map. Yeah, I believe he's also hit really high rank ADC. He's been really, really impressive to me. I'm not like you just said. I'm not sure.
Okay, Nishan has played one ADC game in the server, and it looks like he's just going to be playing mages.
I mean, one game he could play anything. We have no
Yeah.
idea. But really, with like what we do actually know, I'm just not sure who the focal carry can be on 101. It's probably going to be Juan. 4-0 on the Syndra, that's a very good pick right now. Maybe he could go towards something like that. Although you do also have Jonah back in jungle, because in the Frostbite tournament and in what I've seen of 101 Thieves so far, Jonah's been more top lane. But I personally think jungle's probably his best role, and so to see him kind of slot back into that excites me. And he's going up against Julian, who's hasn't had the time to play as many games in the past few seasons, but anytime he is playing, he's performing as good as anyone in the server.
Yeah, I mean, I think Julian's jungle champ pool is a little limited. And as you said, I fully agree. I think Jonah's jungle is definitely his best role, but he might be a little rusty just because he hasn't been playing it as much. So it's interesting to see how 101 Thieves will be able to balance banning those two out. I mean, do you want to fully ban out Julian's pool and give up Ali his main champs, or do you want to go the other way around? It's a interesting dichotomy, and even if you do that, you give over Kai's most comfortable champs. He's really good on the assassins. He doesn't get them very frequently. So this is a new interesting face for Fruitcakes. They have more people you need to ban, which should hopefully open up some more options for them as a team in terms of draft.
Yeah. As we're kind of 2 minutes away from draft, we can kind of talk about that a little bit. Bans. I'm not entirely sure who you'll ban on the side of 101 Thieves, or who Fruitcakes will ban from them. Honestly, I don't think that's the more interesting proposition to consider. You're right. Fruitcakes is going to be a very difficult team to ban against all season, whether it's Julian in or whether it's Mason in, because both those guys have such signature picks that have historically drawn permabans in team format. But now you have Ollie C come in, who he's going to have at least probably 2 bans. I would think most series he'll probably draw 2 first-round bans. So at this point, with someone like Julian, it's historically been you got to permaban his Gragas away. Very few teams would let him have that. But as we just saw, he's 9-0 on Wukong. I think he's the best Wukong player that we have in the server, and that's 9-0 on Wukong when Wukong wasn't the best champion on the patch. And right now, Wukong is one of the best junglers in the patch. So I feel like you have to ban that. But then we've already named like 3 or 4 champions between the 2 guys that have to get banned. I don't know what you leave through.
Yeah, I'm really not sure. Dean, by the way, if you can hear us, I know you said you're on a 30-second delay from us, but we do not have stream. It looks like we'll be getting into draft any second now.
Yep, should be starting any second.
No, PB Dean is not here, but I think he's watching on the TV. I don't know if he has chat on. Hopefully he can get us the stream back up soon. I know stream is up for you guys, but we are going to be on a delay if we cast on that one. I'm also going to put up a Gamba for the first game. All right, we are in draft officially.
Okay.
Bands are starting to come through. Instantly see the singed band from
No
Ali.
surprise there.
Thank you, Dean. Love you. We see the Skarner band coming back. So the thing with jungle right now is that Skarner and Wukong are like by far the two strongest junglers on the patch, at least in terms of pro play. We are also seeing the Scion band from Ali, and I'm expecting we'll see the Wukong either banned or first picked by 101 Thieves.
The Scion's interesting to me. Personally, that's not a champ I would have put near the top of the ban list. But see, right now, you're potentially giving over Wukong. We could see a first pick, and I think if you're Jonah, you almost have to first pick it if you're not banning it.
Yeah, I mean, banning the Gragas makes sense. If you pick the Wukong and then leave the Gragas open, that's 100% going to be picked by Julian.
I wouldn't even be surprised if they don't ban Wukong themselves here and just say, I'll beat you, but clearly not that worried about Jonah's Wukong if he goes for that as Julian. Must feel like he has a counter pick prepared. I'm not. What do you think are the better picks into Wukong?
Udyr makes some sense.
Okay.
I don't really think of Julian as an Udyr player, but yeah, you want AP junglers just because Wukong's passive is so strong. So like Amumu, Udyr, Shyvana, Gwen, I think are all pretty common. We are seeing the Jhin being hovered by 101 Thieves and locked in. Worth noting, Douglas got the Tom Kench band away from him. I believe that is his
you're right.
most comfortable pick by far. And we're also seeing the Garen pick. So this is a hate pick. Interesting to see it picked instead of banned in the second rotation, just because I feel like Garen is like really exploitable if you're a better top laner.
Well, I think right now I don't think you want to give Ollie C Garen, and they're probably worried if they don't take it, he'll pick it on 3, is what I would think.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It just feels like, I don't know, if they pick Garen, you pick something to stall the lane out and not do anything.
Yeah, but Ollie
be
C
fine.
is going to farm 10 CS a minute on Garen.
That's true.
And you don't want him to do that.
Kog'Maw picked up for Nishan. So we might see AP Cog just because they already have Garen Wukong, and I know Nishan is more comfortable on those AP champs.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I'm curious to see what they pick here. Camille.
Okay, that's a pretty hype matchup. Definitely, Camille wins that matchup, but it takes some skill. It relies on
I feel like I remember this matchup happened in Frostbite, and Dean was playing the Camille. Or no, was it Frostbite? It might have been Bilgewater, I'm not sure. But Ali was telling him Camille wins that every time, and he misplayed it horribly, and Ali ran away with the game.
Yeah, well, I'll explain the matchup as well as I know it a little bit later once we're needing some time to kill. But as we see, they're actually opting to just ban away enchanters, banning away these things that pair well with Kog'Maw. I think that makes sense. Lulu and Milia would both make Camille and Udyr's life really hard. And at this point, if you're going to still go for an enchanter, you're knocked pretty far down the tier list.
Yeah, and as comfortable as Kathy is on Lulu, it doesn't really pair amazingly well with the Jhin. We are seeing the Lux band away.
I love the Janna pick because you just banned 2 of the better, and then who's next on the tier list? Probably Janna, and you just steal it. And I like that pick a lot.
Yeah, Janna into Wukong Garen is also really good.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Douglas, I don't know what you pick here. Nami, Nami's a fine enchanter. Nami's pretty strong. Nami Kog'Maw's not what you would have probably
This is making me lean more towards it being AP Cog. It makes way more sense with the Nami.
And I guess, yeah.
They're just Kog'Maw is hybrid damage.
I just don't know why you pick Kog'Maw over Hui or something if you're trying to run an AP bot.
That's true. I mean, it's still flex, right? Like he still does hybrid damage. They are picking the Katarina here, which I believe is Juan's most comfortable mid pick.
Yes,
It is
Juan
something Kai is
is.
very familiar with. Oh, can we
Yeah.
please see the Akali mirror? Oh, you're so
No,
boring. Don't lock
we're
that
gonna
in.
yeah. That's a really good pick here. It's not the exciting
Oh,
pick,
it's amazing for the game. It's just honk, shoot, me, and they're just gonna
but
lock it in.
I'm gonna ignore the boring pick and talk about Katarina because that's exciting. And you're right, we didn't mention it before draft, but Juan and Kai both. I would say Katarina's like their main champ that I know about them.
I think Kai slightly prefers Akali, but they're his top two for
Okay,
sure.
okay. Well, it just does. Yeah, Juan for sure. I believe is the Katarina guy. So just to see him take that blind, I like that because Katarina's not a champ you'd often blind pick. But if like that's your best champ and you're feeling confident, just pick it. Like you got nothing to lose here. And as good as Lissandra is, it still requires your team to have pretty good awareness of where Katarina is because she can just quickly move somewhere that the Lissandra isn't and still kind of find plays.
All right, now that we see the draft, I will set up a Gamba for you guys. And I'll give you guys 2 minutes to predict. There you go for all you Gamba addicts. PB, I'm looking at you. Hopefully we will be getting into draft soon-ish. Or, not draft, game. Who do you think won this draft, Gru?
Well, if you look at my bet on the prediction, that might give you a hint.
Are you the 1.5K? It is.
Yeah, I really, really like what Fruitcakes did here. I think 101 got some strong champions. I think they definitely have an ability to carry this game and go through with it. If the Wukong can get going, that champ is so strong. If Katarina gets fed, even with the tools they have, it's a fed Katarina.
Mason just dropped 60K
You
on
can get
Fruitcakes,
Kog'Maw
by the way.
going. And even you have the Garen, but I just like what Fruitcakes has. If the Camille is able to get ahead of the Garen, Katarina cannot really match Camille, so you'll have no one that can match her in the side lane. You have the Lissandra as your shutdown tool, which is not only good against Katarina, it's really good against just blowing up Wukong, against just blowing up Garen. I think Udyr is going to be happy in this game into Garen and Wukong and Katarina. And then at the end of the day, you have Jin and Janna, which should do perfectly fine.
Well, these matchups are really interesting. It's like super duper one-sided for Fruitcakes. We don't have any bot data, but
Yeah, I think that's at all I see was sporting a 23 KDA in this matchup.
yeah.
That is kind of crazy.
These overall records are interesting. Wukong is like very positive, even though this season I think he said it was like 5-9 or something like that.
Okay. And get some.
Udyr, we can see here, is consistent with the matchup data. Very favored in the Scrim Zone matchup. Kai is also winless on Lissandra in the server. That's also really interesting.
Oh yeah, that is a little interesting. Season records. Man, there's been so much Garen. It's kind of crazy. 18 games of Garen. And I don't feel like in seasons past that would have been like standard. It seems like Garen's kind of popped up recently.
Yeah, I feel like this is somewhat new prio. I hear Kathy yelling in the other room. My friends list is also broken, so I can't tell if they're in game or not.
I don't know. I really liked how Fruitcakes drafted, not just like their comp in the end, but just kind of how they navigated the draft. It felt like They had good bans. They clearly had an answer prepared into Wukong. We'll see how the Udyr goes. I still think Wukong is super strong, but we'll see how the Udyr goes. They clearly had that planned. You know, I'm sure they weren't expecting the Garen to just get picked. So like the immediate quick adaptation to go for Camille, I think it pairs well. I think it's also happy to play against the Wukong.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a ton of sense, I think.
And then the way that they double banned out supports and took the Janna to just guarantee themselves a strong bot side and to make it really hard to give the Kog'Maw like a top tier pairing. I just think they've ended up in a pretty comfortable position here to where if they can just prevent anyone on 101 from just snowballing super hard, I think the mid game will be pretty easy for them to play out.
Yeah, for sure. I think with the 101 Thieves, you don't necessarily need to generate like a huge advantage. You just need Kog'Maw to be winning. If you don't get the other lanes ahead and Kog'Maw's ahead, it's fine. The other lanes will frontline for him okay. Katarina will act as a distraction, and then if one of Katarina or Wukong can bait out Janna ult, and then the other one can follow up, like their team fights are pretty easy. If they can't do that, it's unplayable, I think.
Yeah.
We should be getting into game in about a minute, from what I'm seeing. So we will see how it all plays out. I'm excited to see how our first streamed Scrim Zone series of Season 9 will go.
Let's bring some hype. This is the first, really, for anyone that's not played and seen the game, it's the first series of the new Scrim Zone season. Season 9, the biggest season, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, ever.
Yep.
So many new players, so many I was talking to Dean about this. There's so many players that were here last season. There's so many brand new players, but there's also a lot of players that weren't here last season that are returning. So you just have a great mix. So many teams. All the teams look strong. All the teams look like they have really good potential. I just think this is going to be a great season for anyone that's playing and also just for anyone that's watching. All the matches are going to be such good series.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the series.
Shout out Vapor J in chat. You are here.
True. No, Dean, we cannot see in game. Hopefully, I know Spectate has started working for Dean. Hopefully, we will see it soon.
So should be getting in shortly. I mean, I think most of the matchups are pretty obvious how they're going to go. Top lane is, as we kind of discussed, is that one that's a little bit more skill dependent on the Camille. The thing that the Camille can do is if Garen's walking up to Q her, if the Camille's fast enough, the Camille Q will always beat the Garen Q, so you can constantly be proccing your passive shield and just like full tanking the Garen Q, not taking any damage. And you're just going to win trades at that point.
Yep. We are in the loading screen, classic Riot client. It's taking a little bit for us to load in, but we'll be in shortly. Some skin checks. The only person not running a skin is Douglas. Boo hiss. Oh, never mind. Nevada also does not have a skin on.
So Fruitcakes has 3 prestige skins. They're kind of just flexing on us, I think.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing Julian on the Udyr. It feels like
Yeah, why am I watching Udyr that's not Mason?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, maybe Mason's been giving him some coaching.
Can hope. It looks like the game is loading. Nope, the game is being forcefully shut down because it's not loading. Hang tight, please. We will be in shortly. Maybe.
So both top laners took Ignite, which I think that makes sense. But with Camille not having Flash, that means if she ever E's aggressively at the wrong time and Wukong's there to punish, you could look for a 2v1 kill top. Try to get Ollie C a little bit behind.
Oh, we're in. Let's go.
Let's get it. First
I was worried for a second we would be getting rioted, but
I'm just gonna assume we aren't until it happens.
Dean's guess is that they took a while to load in, which would make sense.
Is typing. You know, Lissandra going Ignite's kind of interesting to me. Just with the Electrocute, with the Ignite setup, Lissandra damage is actually kind of strong early, to where Katarina's gonna have to play this lane pretty well to not just get really punished in the 1v1.
Yeah, worth noting, Ali's the only person in the lobby with TP. The changes to TP this season will probably mean we see it significantly less than in past seasons.
Yeah, I definitely think you can get away with not taking teleport easier than you could in previous seasons, but I'm actually still kind of in the school of thought that TP is just, it's still good. And if you're going to use it well, it's probably still the strongest.
Definitely does enable like more decisive macro plays, just because you can get across the map faster, but
yeah,
it takes so much longer to channel.
So Camille being the only player with TP, if this game is close in the late game, can be really impactful. Because at that point, someone's going to have to be matching the Camille, or she's going to just take your base. But now if you're matching Camille and you don't have TP, she can just TP behind your team and create a 5v4.
I believe that late game Camille also just absolutely demolishes Garen in the side lane.
I would
like
assume.
3 items and more.
Yeah. Well, we'll deal with that when we get there. Junglers starting on opposite sides of the map. I think both these junglers are fine just kind of clearing early. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Wukong wants his 6 pretty badly, especially when the only CC that your lanes have is Nami Bubble and ult. And Nami ult is quite far away. Nevada's getting traded on heavily here by Ali. Solid trade there.
Yeah, Ali just got the level 2 and Nevada did not respect it and just kind of got traded heavily on.
Yeah, but yeah, as I was saying, Udyr clears fast. He's actually, oh no, he was leeching his wolf. Udyr clear is slightly faster than Wukong's, and it looks like Jonah is pathing towards mid lane.
Look for an early gank on mid. You know, Kai may not expect this, but when you're Lissandra, if you have the E up, as we just saw, kind of can't be caught.
Yeah, Kai did hit the level 3 there, which enables him to get out pretty easily. And this means that we should see Julian finish the full clear at like 320, and I don't think Jonah will be able to finish it because of that mid gank. Could see Julian skip the top crab and run to bot crab and try to force the double crab play. Faye is getting poked down pretty heavily here, which makes sense. Right now, you get outranged by this lane.
Yeah, I like the aggression with the 101 Thieves bot lane's playing with right now, using the power of the Nami. So we should really go forward.
Oh, this is so unplayable for Garen.
Yeah, it's looking kind of rough in the 1v1. Just try to farm and be able to help your team is probably the play for Garen this time.
Yeah, Katarina also gets poked down to below half. Lissandra's low on mana, which is the positive of that trade, but kind of have to look on the whole half of the cup there. Katarina goes in, they trade ignites.
Ooh. Okay, that was really well played by Juan. Yeah, that was really, really well played by Juan. I got kind of nervous there for him at the start of that. I thought Lissandra would be able to just burst him out, but just knew his damage really well on the Katarina there. And yeah, didn't even have to use his flash. Both mid laners saved flash.
I wonder if Lissandra Electrocute was on cooldown when he went in there.
Yeah, potentially.
I think that could have made a difference.
Yeah, I don't think we saw that come through. But yeah, great. That's what you need. You pick the Katarina, you get that lead yourself.
Flashes exchanged between Julian and
Gotta be careful here though.
Douglas.
Yeah, just the regank is just right there. And now, great route by Faye.
That CC layering was really good.
Yeah, that's just... Douglas just not respecting the fact that, you know, you don't have vision. You haven't seen the Udyr leave, and Julian's just going to turn back there every time.
Yeah, they do have that ward that'll see him walking to his wolves now.
So, okay, Camille went in, but Jonah's a little bit out of range, so there's not going to be a punish.
Garen does have 6 here.
Yeah.
Neither one has back so far. It looks like they're both going to do that here. Camille gets a freeze here? No, I think the wave is too low.
I think
She can just TP on this though and then crash this, so this is a good play by Ali here. Really good trade for Juan as well. Picked up the Blasting Wand and Fairy Charm to Kai's Dark Seal and Amp Tome. They don't have vision on Julian here, but Katarina can just dash away. Julian
going
should
for
see...
grubs here is going to be a little dangerous. I mean, Camille has ultimate, could walk down and just... We'll have to see. Kai is also low, though, so it's not really a guaranteed play.
Kai does have ult.
Flash and ult.
And the top wave is really bad.
Yeah, Camille got the shove in, and you know, Nevada has to go pick that farm up, and now you can kind of just take position on the objective. You know, I think Wukong is just getting caught here. Camille will probably be able to chase him down. Looks like just going to back up. Playing for grubs, and I don't really know how you get in anymore if you're 101 Thieves here.
Yeah, I think you just have to give them over, maybe look for drag instead, but they're staying around. They have smite.
Oh, goes in, but doesn't even get it. And then, yeah. Did have smite, but I think didn't like to use it.
That's weird though. Maybe he was like, I can't do it because they're standing on top of it, but that doesn't matter. He doesn't have upgraded smite. It's always going to hit the cam. All sums used here. The 4th shot will take down the Kog'Maw, so that's feat of strength going over.
Oh, and they're going to get both. Really well played there by the Fruitcake bot lane.
And I mean, we talked about this being like their weak side lane, but they're kind of dominating right now. It's 3-0 on Jhin in less than 8 minutes.
I mean, I've been really impressed with FaZe Jhin this season. FaZe picked it a lot, I believe, in regular games. Looked really good, and then Kathy on Enchanters is just one of the best Enchanter players in the server, so I'm not surprised at all that she's performing.
Played to their limits there too. I mean, Kog'Maw didn't use Barrier. Was Barrier down? I don't think so, because I don't think he used it earlier.
I'm not certain, but maybe just wasn't expecting the burst of the 4th shot.
Yeah, would make sense. Drag is still up. Has been up for about 3.5 minutes now. Looks like Julian is going to go and check to see if they're on it. Kai is there earlier as well. But it looks like Julian will just back. He has his full top side up. First drag doesn't really matter. Especially when you have the first 3 grubs. Do you know what Katarina's building here?
It looks like Katarina's going Nashor's too.
That would make sense.
Yeah, definitely an item that I've seen Katarina build in the past. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know what her best builds are right now, but just going to try to stack that raw AP, get that burst damage going.
Yeah, makes sense. For Lissandra, the Lost Chapter could be any number of things. I know Kai, was that a missed hook shot? I think it was.
Not sure if he chose not to go in there or what, but... Oh, they might have caught out Kai. Has ultimate, though.
Will elect to use it.
Oh. Oh. Really well played across the map by Fruitcakes. Kai did an excellent job baiting them in with the R, and then who's right behind him? The Udyr, and just they've used everything to go forward. There's no getting away from the Udyr at that point. And at the same time, just a really nice solo kill.
Yeah.
By Ollie too.
I do want to call out Kai. He threw the E backwards, and both of them followed it. And then he just kept walking in a straight line towards his Udyr. But yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty rough for 101 Thieves here.
A
3K gold lead.
Big.
They are one objective away from Feats, which I mean, this is the first like official season game we've had with Feats. They're pretty big deal, pretty big power spike.
They are. And you know, I like this aggression. 101 Thieves still strong when they are able to get the right fights, but FaZe opened up. There's a lot of damage. I don't know if you can tank that. 4-shot barely goes wide.
Udyr might just win this. He has Leandri's. This is not a fight Garen can take.
I don't know if Nevada can get away here. I don't think so. Oh, and Camille's there as well.
Guys, Udyr's looking like a real weak champion.
Tell me about it.
Nice Janna ult by Kathy.
Yep, disengage. Pretty easy there. And yeah, like as you said, I don't think it's a shock to say that I don't know. As you just said, the weak side, supposed to be weak side lane, is winning just as hard as anyone right now.
I sidestep on the bubble there as
They
well.
win this? Oh, it's close. Oh, Kathy still had heal.
They're so low. Wukong is bot side though, so they need to be careful. Their Udyr is not here to help them out. They are just going to deny this whole wave from the Garen. This is like really good shot calling though. If Camille can stack up her Q, I think she just one-shots him. There it is, yeah. They do give over their bot lane there though, which is a shutdown going over to the Wukong. I think losing a wave in top is maybe more impactful. I mean, you get a double kill bot, but Camille kind of just takes the whole turret now, doesn't she? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it's a nice job by Jonah to find that played bot, but yeah, as you said, we already knew that Camille was going to outscale Garen. That's just how the matchup works. But to already be winning it this hard, it's just going to make it really, really difficult for 101 Thieves to even contest the side lane. And yeah, when now Kai's strong after that previous play, you see the damage. Didn't even have to use his Ignite there.
Camille picked up Triforce and full boots there, by the way, on that back.
Yeah, Camille's strong. As well as farming most CS in the game right now.
Which is about what we've come to expect from Ali. This game is looking really rough for 101 Thieves. I think their only hope is just getting a miracle team fight like 3 times in a row.
Yeah, I mean, you have Kog'Maw. Like, if Kog'Maw can get some items, it's always a Kog'Maw.
But really can you peel the Camille off?
Probably not. Probably not. You can maybe hope, you know, if Juan can get some more items on Katarina, yes, the Lissandra's hard to deal with, but if Fruitcake's ever mispositions the Jhin or the Janna, you know, maybe you can try to find some picks. But when Ollie C can just trade like this, essentially under the turret, it just makes it really difficult. And Faye has been landing most of these routes.
Yeah, I mean, Faye landed that first route that opened up the game for Fruitcakes.
Yeah.
And has not stopped since.
Yeah, Faye's been performing really well on the Jhin. And yeah, I mean, you left your turret.
This looks
That's
so
how
playable.
insane it is right now. If you walk out of the turret range, Ollie C can just... And Faye's just sniping them when Julian's there with the slows. There's just really no dodging.
Wukong will get slowed by the Lissandra, picked up by the Udyr. They might be able to take this turret, and if Ali can kill Rex here, which I think if he lands a Q, it's just a kill, they'll also pick up the top tier too.
Yeah. I mean, it's just... They're methodically moving around the map. You know, okay, Juan was able to get shut down on the Camille, though, so that is nice. That's big. Oh, he said well played. Can we get a reversal of that? Can we see that fight, the 1v1?
Hopefully Dean is close enough to his PC to do it.
I'd love to see it. Just for,
JK, I was lagging. That's so BS. Love to see it. They know each other. They are having some fun in all chat.
Yes, Dean is here to chess the 1v1.
Is what I want to see.
Let's see.
Alright, there we go. Good guy, Dean. Gonna show us the replay. I'm assuming Ali went for the dive on the Q
Oh,
and missed the hook shot. Yeah, there it is.
okay. That was nice. You get the shutdown. You managed to kill Ali C there. Like we said, get some gold on Katarina. Katarina does a lot of damage.
Yeah, did pick up the Nashor's Tooth. Should be able to pick up tier 2 boots off of that shutdown, I believe. We'll pick up the Merc Treads. Makes sense. You're into John Alessandro Udyr. And the other ones do have some CC. Drag is up, and Udyr is on the opposite side of the map. It'll be interesting to see if 1-on-1 Thieves will make a play for this here. Jonah's just so far behind. Like, it's so hard to play this as a jungler when all of your lanes are losing.
Yeah. We've been talking about how strong Wukong is, but when you just hard pick 3 champs topside that Wukong doesn't want to fight, it doesn't feel good. And yeah, all he sees is TP's in, goes immediately aggressive, and that's just so much damage, and there's really not a chance to trade back.
Yeah, and I didn't even pick up the Drake. Juan is going to get some damage down on the top tier 1, but I don't think he's fast enough to take it, and the rest of Fruitcakes can rotate to the Rift Herald. If you're a 1-on-1 Thieves fan here, if you were someone who was looking to get a cash out from the big Gambas, you basically need, I don't even know at this point.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if you're 101 Thieves, you just try to play this one out as well as you can. Keep the mental positive. You got another game. This one's not over till it's over.
Yeah,
if you're Fruitcakes, I just want to see how cleanly you can close out with this type of an advantage.
For sure, yeah. They played that really well.
Just not really anything Juan can do there.
Yeah.
And immediately grab the Rift Herald.
Really, the only thing you can do as 1-on-1 Thieves in this game is just hope Fruitcakes makes a series of mistakes at this point. And just try to farm up on your Kog'Maw, which he's doing pretty well. I mean, Kog'Maw is even in CS here with the Camille.
Yeah.
We'll look to catch this pushing top lane as well. Now the thing with this iteration of Fruitcakes is, this is where I actually think they got the biggest power boost, just because at least shot calling in these like mid-game macro situations is so good. He will micromanage every single teammate to make sure that the lanes are pushing at the exact same time, which is what you need in this situation.
Yeah. At this point, you're kind of waiting on that next objective. You know, I think something like Otacon will maybe just allow them to really accelerate.
One thing we have been seeing in pro play this early season, is when a team is behind, they'll just Hail Mary Otacon, and if they take it, completely even out the game. So that is something to watch out for. It's spawning topside this game, and the Fruitcake's vision in the topside is like extensive. So that's not maybe even a possibility for 1-on-1 Thieves this game, but it is something to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I mean, if you're 1-on-1 Thieves this game, you kind of just gotta wait, look for your angle, and just force something eventually.
Nice Cho'Gath Q, or a Cho'Gath ulti on the Q there.
Looked like Kai was able to get the, or not, sorry, looked like Juan was able to get the better of Kai there in the side lane a little bit, chunking him out.
Shut
You
down.
managed to find a pick on the Faye, that's huge. But all he sees here.
Going 1-for-1 here is not bad at all. You do need to burn a couple flashes, but the Jhin not having those in the future will definitely be something that 101 Thieves will have to keep in mind if they want to pick up anything in the coming fights. 6 grubs here is just so tough though on a Camille. I think might just look to end here.
They have the ability to defend that turret and just quickly punished by fruitcakes.
Alright, they will back off. Otacon is spawning in like 2 seconds, so they'll probably all rotate to that, maybe pick up the top tier 2 on the way. No, looks like they'll just back off. I mean, they need to establish vision on Otacon. If you don't, and it gets stolen away, your game is suddenly a lot closer than you'd like it to be if you're a Fruitcakes player. And instead they'll just walk up and start it up. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. It's not really contestable by the 101 Thieves in any capacity right now.
And it is the voracious Otacon. So, man, they can just use these false lives to just really force open the base.
Yeah, you group as
Surprised it wasn't the other one this game. Thought this was a pretty bloody game, but
I thought so too. I feel like a lot of the kills started happening at like 15-16 minutes though.
yeah. Oh man, the Q is just doing a huge chunk. But you know, there are 2 people here, and Camille, as we mentioned, doesn't have a flash. But at most, you're playing for the false life.
That does give 200 gold now.
Okay, you
Instead
managed to
of-
get that. Oh, but the Camille will keep him trapped, and Kai is there.
It looked like the Lissandra ult ended really quickly there. I guess that's the Merc Tread's value.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you have Merc Treads, it really does help. And he may, yeah, Merc Treads plus, I'm not sure if he went secondary tree like Resolve, but could have a lot of tenacity, and I'm not sure Kog'Maw can really do anything here.
Is Katarina building Leandries?
It appears so. I've
It's an
really not seen a
interesting
Katarina
choice.
build like this, but clearly feels like needs to be able to do some damage to the health stackers.
I think it might be more of a we don't have in a front line, they kill us really quickly. I'm just going to build like kind of bruisery on Katarina, which I don't know if that's the way back into this game, but we'll have to see.
I don't think so, man. He's at this point of a 23-5 game.
Also true.
Trying to prevent the Rift Herald, but
Julian can 2v1 that.
put the Frost Storm down, and there's not a whole lot you can do. Oh, Faye opens up. And it's just fighting in all 3 parts of the base right now. Camille finds Dio there.
Yeah, I gotta say, the Fruitcakes macro is looking pretty good. Not overextending. Their Otacon false lives, I think, have like 30 seconds left on them. Oh no, they just ended. Never mind.
Well, you know, I like that. Some people would have felt like, oh, we have the false lives, let's literally just force it as hard as we can. We'll all just respawn with the false lives, but they know they're under no pressure to force that. Don't need to be given over 200 gold.
You wrote me where I want you
Just
to be.
like you said, playing the macro out really slow, really methodical, just really not giving 101 any window.
Baron is up in a minute and 10 seconds at this point. Imagine Fruitcakes will look to take that and end the game. Baron will go down eventually.
And all I see is keep looking. Doesn't have the ultimate, so you can't trap anyone just yet.
Lee's also level 16. Worth mentioning.
Yeah. Oh, double stun there, wow. Just really able to play on the edge. Has Steric, so you can't even burst Ollie out.
And yeah, it looks like they'll go set up Baron here.
You have 2 items on Katarina and Kog'Maw. If they're able to actually hit, they can do damage, but at this point, I'm afraid you just get bursted out too quickly. And there's no real angle to contest Baron, and then you'll just be able to walk in the Baron waves. We'll probably see one last fight in the base by by 101.
They're just dancing, waiting for the Baron to spawn. Not much to do otherwise. You have open inhibs. 2 of them are down already in the 1-1 Thieves space. So this should be relatively free. Yeah, and Ali will mark the Wukong, so we can't even try to steal. And that'll be the Baron. Curtain call will be initiated.
Yeah, just running right at him. No really nothing you can do.
Yeah, the weight of their wallets is a little too much.
And that's just going to be a super nice game 1 out of Fruitcakes, ending right around 26 minutes. A really dominant game to open up the season.
Julian went deathless. I think Udyr is balanced, guys.
Who's your MVP for that game 1?
Oh, that's tough. That's really tough. Man, I feel like it could go to like actually anyone.
Gotta pick.
I'm gonna go Julian. I feel like he was at the right spot at all times, never died, never gave over any gold.
I like that pick.
Started the game off with that first blood gank on bot. Just never really gave over any objectives either. I think he dominated the jungle matchup. I think you could give it to Ali, Kai, the bot lane too.
Yeah, as you said, they all played really well. To me, it would probably have been between Ollie and Kai. Kai had that first death of Katarina and then never died again. 11 kills, just absolutely doing it. But at the same time, I think I got to give it to Ollie just to be able to. The amount of pressure that he was putting onto the map with the Camille in that matchup just made it so hard.
Yeah. You are being flirted with in Twitch chat.
Thank you, Vapor J.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine giving it to Ali as well. I think either one is okay. I think I don't know who initiated the call to dive the Garen there when he was walking back to lane at like level 9, but that just completely blew open the top matchup even more.
Yeah, that was a great play. As we look ahead to the next game, I really think the draft was just. I think Hunter really has to find a better draft. You know, they got strong champions that they feel comfortable on, but they just let Fruitcakes counterpick everything. You first pick Wukong, so you have to deal with the prepared Udyr counter. You first pick away the Garen, which we said is a good denial from Ollie C, but you're just giving Ollie C a counterpick. And then since you did that, you end up getting the Katarina counterpicked. So all 3 of your topside champions have been counterpicked.
And it feels like Fruitcakes were just going into this with the knowledge that 1-1 Thieves would take the Wukong and had a topside prepared to just completely stonewall it.
And that's fine. Like, someone is gonna get counterpicked. Like, you pick the Wukong is the first pickable champion. Yes, he will get counterpicked, but you just can't let both of your solo lanes then get counterpicked, or you actually just have nothing to play off of in the top side early game. And at the same time, you can't even really play aggressively bot lane. They tried their best and they played fine in the 1v1, but you've got Jhin and Janna, so that's not even really a lane you can attack. So at that point, I just felt like 101 Thieves had very limited options going into the game, and then as soon as the lanes start going a little bit poorly, as we saw, it's just you basically just get snowballed on from start to finish. And with the new season, I don't even know if we've discussed this that much. With the new season, with Feats of Strength, with Otacon, this Noxus season, the game's more about snowballing than maybe it's ever been.
Yeah, definitely. I'm curious to see what draft adaptations we'll see coming out of them. The draft is in 2 minutes. I don't know.
Which side is who? Did we see if 101 Thieves chose to stay blue or go red?
I will double check for you real quick. It looks like 101 Thieves will be on blue side again.
Okay. So, gonna be interested to see what that first pick prio is. Maybe you think, we'll take Wukong. We're just gonna deny you the Udyr this time. Maybe that's something they're thinking about.
Did they ban Shyvana game 1? Is my question. I should play copyrighted music? I'm not streaming, Stanley. Dean is streaming. Tell him to play copyrighted music. He'll tell you no, but better chance of that working than telling me to play it.
I would do it for you, Stanley, but I can't.
I want to check draft from game 1 to see if Shyvana was banned. They did not ban Shyvana, so I feel like if you're 101 Thieves, you just give them Kong and
Hello everybody.
pick Shyvana. Hello, Scrimbot.
Screw you, Stanley.
Scrimbot appearance. Who I thought should have been the president.
He is the president.
Oh, wait, is he?
Yes.
Oh, I forgot. Let's go, president.
Stanley is yelling that using Scrimbot voice shuts down his server. I wonder what he'll have to say as a response to that.
All right. As we get back towards the draft, I'm really curious to see what the blue side strategy is. I would think you'd want to just go red and guarantee yourself a counter pick into Ollie C or mid and just have a really strong lane. But clearly favoring the first pick power, clearly favoring blue side. Gotta see what they go for.
Yeah. I know Wukong is strong, but I don't know. Jonah's comfortable on so many of the counter picks into him.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are like, yeah, obviously you're giving up some of the team fighting power on Wukong ult, but like, Mumu has a great team fighting ult. Still a counter, like. I feel like there are so many options to take that you don't need to just bottleneck your draft into getting countered 3 times. Same ban so far.
Yeah, they're giving a lot of respect to the Skarner. Just really don't want Jonah to be able to have that pick. Garen getting banned away makes sense to me. Ollie C clearly can beat the Garen, and you also do not want to let him play it. So I think that makes a lot of sense. And they're keeping the Gragas ban, though, just really showing respect to Julian's pocket pick.
So that means the Scion is up. I think Scion as a champion is more exploitable than Garen, but the scaling is very good on that champ.
Yeah, Scion does scale super hard, and that would be a hard champion to deal with if you didn't draft well. But it's a little easier to draft around a Scion, and it's also that'd be all you see on a tank versus a carry, so maybe they would be more comfortable with that. But got to see what that first pick is. Fruitcake's kept saying bans. We're assuming it's the Wukong, but you didn't ban Udyr, so I don't think you want to just run that back. Okay. I'm praying we don't pick Udyr 2 games in a row just because I want to see something else. But why wouldn't you? You just stomped the Wukong. And we're just getting the salty draft run back right now, minus the Garen change.
Yeah, same draft so far. See the Jhin locked back in. Do we have a different answer than the Kog'Maw? I mean, I don't think the Kog'Maw was the issue, but maybe we lock in an enchanter to go with it.
If you're gonna pick a Kog'Maw, yeah, we need to pick a better enchanter before second phase bans. And we also just need to draft a team fighting comp. But it looks like they're going to go Ziggs instead and put Mage versus Jhin most likely. I do like that adaptation a lot.
Are also seeing the Nautilus. Now, Nautilus with Ziggs is fine.
I like it. I personally like it. You can go for another Mage to try to poke with the Ziggs, but maybe you'd want like Leona, but
yeah, I prefer
Engage
Leona.
with Ziggs is totally fine.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Engage. I just feel like if you're blinding already, like you're blinding either way. There's the Janna. We saw the Janna last game. Janna is so good into Nautilus. I feel like you could just go Leona and like you aren't so dependent on that hook bringing you into range. Like
that is
with
true.
Leona, you can Leona ult into Ziggs ult, and it's just guaranteed sweet spot damage.
Yes. I assume Douglas is probably just more comfortable on the Nautilus.
Yeah, I mean, I knew him as a Nautilus champ before or a Nautilus player before he became a Tahm Kench player. So like, I don't hate it. It's more comfort, but
I like it. And you also then have the ultimate, which is a little more reliable onto potentially an Ollie C or a Kai that's really strong on one of these carry champs. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, the Nautilus does make it harder to play Camille. I will say that.
So the Katarina ban, I think that makes sense. Banning out Assassins, I assume they're just going to pick Kai's champ blind on 4 here, banning out counter picks that could be hard to deal with, and then giving Ollie C that last pick. That's what I would expect.
Stanley, help, I'm done.
I don't even know what he just said other than Stanley. Ahri's a really good blind pick here. It's a champion that Wukong doesn't get to easily engage on, can keep herself alive from the Nautilus, really safe blind, has good setup for Udyr.
One of Kai's most comfortable champs as well. We definitely need to see some heavy AD coming out from the top lane, unless it's going to be an AD Udyr, which is a little hard into Wukong Nautilus, so...
Yeah, I'm not sure what Ollie will go for here, but I mean, when you're last picking in this spot, he'll have a lot of options.
He will have a lot of counter options.
Okay, we go Lux. So we're going double poke mage on the side of 101 Thieves. And gonna have to see with this top lane. It's so hard to pick a top lane champ here. You gotta try to pick something you feel you can play comfortably, blind pick into Ollie C here. And we're just slamming.
We're just slamming Riven. That is like the complete opposite of what you just said, but
it is. But if that's how you want to play it, I'm never gonna be mad about it. I like it. Just send if that's how you want to play it, go aggressive.
This is just full ego check. Whose balls are bigger? Let's find out.
Now we gotta see what Ollie C is gonna pick here. Will he pick a fun skill matchup into the? No, he's gonna pick Poppy. I couldn't even get a fun skill matchup out of my mouth before he hovered Poppy.
Boo and hiss.
But Poppy goes great here. Really good use of the R5. You're countering the Riven. You're countering the Wukong. Yeah, it's a great Poppy angle. And, if you're looking at the side of fruitcakes, maybe you could say that they might be a little low on damage. If the Jhin and the Ahri don't get going, you don't have a ton of damage on that comp. And at the same time, 101 Thieves, they also didn't pick any great engage on the side of fruitcakes. It's kind of Ahri or Udyr running at you. And if you're playing Lux and Ziggs, if the carries on 101 are positioning really well, I could see them being able to get out a lot of damage this game.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like Ziggs Lux kind of doesn't go with the rest of the comp at the same time.
I don't know. With everybody running all these mages right now, like, it's not the first time I've seen double mage, and it does make your comp a little bit weird. But I mean, I think it's fine in this spot. Like, yes, Wukong, Nautilus, and Riven all want to go forward, but if they can just play with a little bit of patience in these team fights and allow Lux and Zig to poke, sooner or later, Fruitcakes is either going to be poked off the objective or they're going to be getting poked so hard that they feel the need to force and engage. And the moment they do that is when the Wukong, when the Nautilus, when the Riven could all strike.
Definitely.
And I really like what I think Fruitcakes did a good job in their draft to get a good comp that they can definitely execute well on. But I think 101 Thieves has ended up with the double mage lanes that if the carries can position well, I really, really think it's going to be super hard for Fruitcakes to ever get a good play going.
Gamba is up, guys. You have about a minute left. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think the draft adaptations from 101 Thieves here are good. I think the drafts are a lot closer this time. I feel like last time 101 Thieves just if the Kog'Maw didn't get ahead, then they were just gonna lose. And this one, it's a little more playable. I'm just I don't know. I feel like how the first like 3 to 5 minutes of the top lane go will just completely decide the entire game, I think.
Yeah. Really, the one thing that does disappoint me about 101 Thieves draft is the choice to just take Wukong again into the Udyr. I just really think that Udyr counters Wukong, and it just went pretty poorly. I don't know what you would have changed because I do agree you need to put those two bans on Ollie C. But honestly, I might have just said leave the Gragas open, ban the Udyr, and then take Wukong. Because yes, Julian's a great Gragas, but Wukong would much rather play into Gragas than the Udyr. And I hope that we don't just see the Udyr able to just get ahead again like he did last game.
Yeah, we're gonna find out momentarily. Oh, they're not even loading into game yet. Nice. Jin is still negative in the server. Dean took a break from playing ADC last season and the win rate went down the drain.
Lux was at 99 wins, 100 losses. So this is the 200th game of Lux on the server.
Nice.
That'll be kind of interesting to see if we can make it a clean 100-100 here.
Is Lux the most played champ? I feel like it has to be Nami, but
I
I'm
don't know.
curious now. We have a
got
little
time
bit
for you
before
to
we get into
check.
game. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. It's close. I want you to guess how many games Nami has in the server, not including the one we just saw.
180.
That would put Nami at third if she did have 180.
Is
She does
Nami the
not
most?
have 180.
Is Nami the most?
Nami is the most.
Okay, let's go 230.
A little too high. She's at 208.
Okay.
Dean DM'd me to guess Kaisa is top 3. That is correct. Kaisa is at 186.
Wow.
Then Nautilus 176, Seraphine 161. Those round out our top 5. Jacob asked how many are him. Good question.
Let's
Jacob,
see.
guess how many are you?
Said 33.
You are way low, brother. Way low. You have more wins than that.
Let me guess. 55.
Dean is closest so far. He said 86.
Oh, god dang.
He has 74 games on Nami, fully more than a third of all Nami games in the server.
That man is committed to the Nami. We love it.
He likes his fish. That's why he's a pescatarian. Win rate? It's good. Do you want to guess?
53.
Okay, we got 53. Any other guesses?
Actually, 58.
Jacob guessed 59. Dean said, I think positive. Can you be more specific?
He's just saying 51 or above.
54. It is 59, 44, and 30. So Jacob wins.
Go. Jacob would know.
That's a Noam brownie point for Jacob right there. Yeah, Dean, it's okay. We know.
Yo, can anyone guess what Dean's most played champion is?
Did you pull it up or do I need to?
I have no idea. I'm just curious. We could guess it.
All right. Before I click on it, I'm gonna guess Jin.
Okay. I honestly don't even know who to guess. I'm gonna say Timo.
Dean wrote Jin. Said Senna and Ash are the other three. I can tell you that one's incorrect. Said Timo, I have like 2 games. No one else is guessing. Jin's top with 17, then Ver 16, Tristana 15.
Okay.
Stanley, I think everyone knows you're most played. It sounds like 101 Thieves is having internet issues? Loading into game issues?
Yeah, it sounds like one of their players is having trouble loading into the game. We'll see if that can
Black
be
Screen
corrected.
League. You want me to pull you up, Stanley? I will pull you up. So, do we have any other guesses for Stanley most played? We have
Yeah, I'm gonna go Oriana.
Zillion from Dean, Oriana from Brewer. Stanley, do you have a guess? Fortunately, we are having difficulties loading into game, so we will hopefully be there soon.
What was Stanley's? He said he does not know.
It looks like Eden's guessing Victor. Stanley
See,
thinks Victor got banned too much.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is Victor so signature, but I feel like it's banned. Cillian for years? Okay.
Should I reveal? Are we gonna get any more guesses? I'll
Should
give you
reveal.
10 seconds. We do not have any more guesses. It is the Victor.
Okay.
49 picks to Zillion 38.
Oh, so it's just Victor by quite a lot. Okay.
Yeah, he's 24 wins, 25 losses. My
Perfectly
phone is
balanced.
dying. It sure is.
Okay.
It's charging right now though. Who else should we do? No one can guess mine because I don't play one champ.
I feel like I don't know. You know mine?
Oh, Dean, I hit 425 games by the way.
425. Is that the most in the server?
Yeah, Dean's at 388. He's second.
You got a lead on him. Kathy, okay. We got a Kathy request. I
All right, we can do Kathy.
don't know what Oh, I think I do know. I think I'm getting baited because she's playing support this series, but I think it might actually be Zaya.
I can confirm for you that Zai's in the top 5.
Okay. I'm sticking with Zaya. It might be wrong. That's what I'm sticking with.
All right. Any other guesses for Kathy's most played?
Got a Lulu guess? Dean's trying to guess the first three in order. Kathy's super fan over here.
Soraka, Zaya, Lulu. Interesting. Interesting. Eden, I know you have a guess. I'll wait for Eden's guess before I reveal because I know he wants to.
Soraka or Lulu?
Soraka or Lulu? Give you guys 10 more seconds in case anyone else wants to guess for the funds. Eden said he's not a super fan, he's fake. Jacob said Soraka, Lulu, Zaya. Alright, Jacob's the closest. It is Soraka, Lulu, then Nami, then Zaya. Nami just barely
Ooh,
more games than Zaya at 30 to 29, and Soraka is at 49 games.
okay.
47% win rate on the Soraka. 56% on the Lulu. There's a reason it gets banned a lot. What's fifth? Let me check. Yumi. Should guess mine. No one's gonna get it.
Let's try. Let's try.
All right, I have it up. We can guess Noam.
All right, if no one's gonna get it, give us a hint of what lane.
Jungle or support.
Okay, okay.
My top 5 are all jungle or support,
Jungle or support?
which I guess makes sense. But
I'm gonna say a Mumu.
all right, we got an Amumu guess. We got a Sarah guess from Jacob. Seraphine Amumu Sedge from Dean. You're locking it. So Leona's your final guess, Dean?
That's what he said. Locks it in. Got
Another Seraphine guess from Eden.
Jacob, there were some technical difficulties. We're waiting on someone to be able to reconnect. And
Yeah, someone's having a black screen. We did load in.
All right, give us the answers quickly.
So the answer is Amumu and Nautilus are tied.
No.
Their win rates are almost perfectly reversed. It is 14 to 4 on Nautilus and 5 to 13 on Amumu.
Damn.
Kane, Lilia, Seraphine round out my top 5.
Alright. Well, as we get into this game, there's a lot of action. They're already fighting a top lane.
Not dented.
Although Riven's already burned to the Ignite and
Fighting.
We just barely missed the steadfast presence there. Oh, I'm watching the wrong stream. Dean, the stream is bugging out a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Try closing it and opening it back up. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, it's not lagging on the actual stream.
Oh yeah, the Twitch stream is fine. It's just for us, it is a little herky-jerky.
We're back. We're back. We're good.
Nice root for Rex. Yep, thanks Dean. Whatever you did fixed it.
I like the aggression Nevada showed there. Really playing that early lane aggressive. Blows the Poppy's flash, and now I'd hope we can see Jonah try to get up there.
Ooh.
Good hit by Douglas. Kind of getting that screen issue again, but early game itself Nothing too crazy yet. Nobody's managed to grab that first blood. Does look like junglers are both hovering kind of around bot lane. Well, I think Julian's just gonna ignore the bot lane and go take that crab and get the double crab for himself.
Yep. Aggressive posturing by
Oh, the level
Nevada
4 and
here.
level 3 advantage though.
Alright.
Flash and stay alive.
Stream is good now, and we even have audio. Let's go.
I don't... Riven actually choosing to cancel the base.
Seems really greedy.
I think...
Jonah needs to run
Yeah.
top here, otherwise you're gonna get.
Oh, they're gonna get dove, yeah.
Yeah.
This is really unfortunate. Maybe Jonah can get there in time. You don't have flash on Poppy, so you'd assume she would at least get traded out.
Yeah, they also have vision, had vision on the Udyr there. Level 4 tick is like really important there.
Oh, the can't get over the wall because of the Poppy W, and yeah, Udyr's just there sooner than the Wukong, but maybe Wukong can trade something back. Gets
Wukong
one.
can get two.
Can he get two? Huge. Okay.
That's huge. That's so big.
It's still really rough for 101 just because of all the farm and the experience that Riven has lost off of that, but you do get 2 kills onto the Wukong. You need to see the Wukong get going. So let's just see how they can leverage that gold.
Thank you, PB. Both mid laners do hit 6 here. If either one of them lands a CC spell, the other one is dead, but
Yeah,
Juan's
both
mana's a
running
little
pretty
low here.
on mana. Yeah.
Yeah, CS lead for the Poppy here is a little rough.
Yeah, Nevada looking to proxy, which, you know, even on the grubs, so not going to be punished for that. I think, you know, had Nevada backed immediately, that was probably the play. Could have got back to lane, would have missed a little bit of farm, but canceled the base and then realized can't base or they'll miss the farm anyway. And yeah, a good jungler like Julian's just either getting told, I assume he just knows he's just there. And then at that point, you get the dive, and now you're quite a bit behind in farm. And experience, more importantly.
Well, proxy here is so
Yeah, it's
hard.
just hard to proxy against somebody like Poppy because she easily has the move speed to actually catch up to you. And then, yeah, just, you see the combo. Wall stun, damage, Udyr's there just in case. But, you know, 101 Thieves recognizing we lost grubs, let's instantly go onto the dragon. We're seeing a lot more trading back and forth in the early game this time around, which is going to bode itself well for a more competitive game.
Wukong is starting up the drag here. Picking up a drag is better than they did in the last game. They do trade over the 3 grubs again, but it's less impactful against a Poppy than it is against a Camille, so not too bad.
Yeah. Grubs are nice. I mean, with the power you're getting from feet, so they're each at 1 objective. You know, next kill gets the kill feat, and they're both at 1 objective right now, so it's really even. The kill feat could come in huge. Looks like Udyr's going top. They might be able to just get Jin before Riven's actually in danger, and they do. They pick up the kill feats. That's huge for the side of 101.
Yeah, not bad. I feel like, I don't want to nitpick because they got the kill, but I feel like if Nautilus ults the Janna there, they kill both.
It's possible, but at the same time, you just want to guarantee that once you're getting the feat, so I don't hate it. And Nevada's actually going pretty aggressive here. Poppy's no mana, but is going to be able to just walk it out. But yeah, that's huge. You know, you get the kill bot, you're getting Ziggs some turret platings. Ziggs will take towers so aggressively this game that you'd have to assume the Ziggs will probably end up with first turret. 101's in a really good spot right now, and that's, oh my gosh. Oh, that's so close. Oh, the luck snipe! Okay, this game's awesome so far. I like the aggression by Nevada. Almost has the solo kill, barely doesn't because of a good flash, but then you have Juan right there with the snipe to clean that up and get his team some gold still. It's huge.
Worth noting, Nevada got executed there, so I'll even get the kill.
I didn't even
for
see
it.
that. No, you're right. That's amazing.
TP coming out here. It looks like the play will just fizzle out though, and Ali will run back to top.
Yeah, Nevada might be in trouble here. You can kind of run Udyr. Does have flash. Manages to wait out the Poppy W without getting grounded. Really good patience on the Riven there to hold those skills. Ali just must have used it a little preemptively and manages to get away while saving flash. That's actually really huge.
And we'll go right back to trading. I don't think you win that right now.
Yeah, Nevada feeling pressure to not drop any more farm if they can help it, but not walking out to the wave a little too soon. You know, but Wukong is here. If Poppy doesn't manage to get the wall stun, probably can trade her. They're really trying to bait this top. I'm not sure if Ollie's going to take the bait. Doesn't get the stun, and there you see it! Really well played by 101 on that.
Dean, can you please check for us how low Riven health got there? That looked like it was like below 10.
She got super, super low, and still
They're going for
willing to
this.
go in. Oh my goodness! Oh, okay. You get 1 for 1 there, 2 for 1 in the total play, dude.
That's Grubs going over for 101 Thieves. This game is.
Nevada is playing. I love it on the Riven, like just playing aggressively. Has a really good understanding of her windows, even when at low health. And
All right, let's see how low this got.
Good flash and.
Yeah, flashed the Q, and they both waited out the steadfast presence.
Yeah, gets back on while dodging out on the Q2. Takes the R.
Drops to 17. 13!
13 HP at the lowest, and just
Holy.
Jonah there. They managed to outplay that, and then just to go back in this spot too. I mean, just really knowing your windows as the Riven. The Wukong is so strong after all of this.
They pick up the 3 grubs, so they're in a, like... Words cannot describe how much of a better spot they're in compared to last game.
Yeah, and I love to see it, because, you know, game 1 was rough, you can't deny that. They've clearly kept their heads about themselves, and just, you know, Fruitcakes is going to make some good plays. It's about responding, and as we said, every single time this game, they've had a trade, or they've been there to punish, and it's just a really good early game on the side of 101.
Yeah, Jonah's been all over the map.
Yeah, and we were questioning, I was strongly questioning just taking the Wukong again into the Udyr. And yeah, Udyr's 3-2 himself, doing fine, but Jonah's just been in much better positioning this game, found the punishes, and has himself in a super comfortable lead. He hasn't even backed since that play. He's going to back now.
Might have a full...
He's gotta be on
Triforce is pushing it, but he's close.
Yeah, he's right there, getting those items spiked. He has Triforce.
He does have a full Triforce.
Jonah's going to have Triforce and Ultimate at this next Dragon fight if it's a little bit delayed. And just in such a strong position to just keep snowballing this game right now.
Yeah, they've also
got to be careful here, though. Juan is a little too far up mid, has Udyr behind him, uses the flash.
Dean, we're still auto-focused on Riven.
Riven camera. We're not seeing the mid play. It looked like even with flash, though, he's going to get taken down. And that is huge before this Dragon. So we didn't see what happened, but I can kind of assume we saw Udyr standing in that bush behind. Juan didn't recognize. The TP came through, and then even when you flash at that point, Udyr's going to hit you with the slows, and then you have Ahri to just chain run at you with the ultimate. I'm assuming all it took
we got
was Charm landing.
Don't move.
Ahri was feeding the dogs. Dogs are important too.
We went back a little too far.
Yeah, I think this is just the
This
dive.
is back before
again.
the ribbon play again.
That's fine. It's set up.
I mean, it was a great play, so I'm not mad to see it a third time.
Yeah, for sure.
But it looks like, yeah.
Take the grubs, Lux TP,
Yeah, right, this would be
Ahri
good.
packs. Okay, I think we're good, yeah.
So Lux is just staying aggressive here. You get the TP out, but you don't have vision on the bot side at all. Feels safe with Ahri not there, but the moment that TP comes through, you just kind of lost focus of thinking about where the jungler is here. And it's just an unfortunate
Really good
death.
double E from Julian there, avoids the stun.
Yeah,
Or the
and I
root,
mean,
rather.
it's just you can't get away from Ahri in that situation either. And with Kai landing his spells, it's just really nice punish on Juan's overextension.
Yeah, it makes it way harder for 101 Thieves to contest this Drake, but
Looks like they're still
Jonah
gonna
doesn't
be able
care.
to get it
Starting
because,
it, yeah.
You know, the truth is, you look at bot lane, they're too low to really fight that. And then, you know, Kai got the kill, but he had to use his ult. He lost over half his health. So at that point, they get Juan, but you don't have the drag. But at the same time, maybe you didn't want that drag fight regardless because Wukong's sitting there on Triforce, so you at least get something. So overall, gold is mostly even. 700k in the side of 101. Really even game here.
Turret plating will soon fall.
game is slowing down a little bit here. We have Herald in 2 minutes, next Dragon 4, Otacon in 6.
Yeah, kind of just scaling there. You know, the gold really isn't that far apart, but I think it's a little less even than the gold shows because the major part of that advantage that's really keeping Fruitcake's close in the gold has to be from top lane. But, oh my goodness.
Oh!
The R2 barely misses. It's going to be able to stay alive though, and you know, Jonah's here now. Ooh,
That flash by Ali was so clean.
Yeah, I mean, all EC played that well to stay alive there.
Whew, that is a very aggressive hook. Has to flash out. Julian is here though. This should be a double kill, maybe?
Oh, good use of the Nautilus ult. Keep him alive. That's big poke damage.
Chana's dropping so
Oh my
low.
goodness.
Do they both get out? There's no way. Okay, no. Nautilus will die.
Not quite, not quite. Well played by 101 to... Oh, but... Okay, big chunk on the Kai. Oh, Wukong's there.
Oh!
Okay.
Did Ahri flash or was it just Ahri
Yeah,
ult?
that was just Ahri's ultimate there, but Jonah
Okay.
just knew that Ahri was going to immediately do that. Just flashes, doesn't even give her the opportunity to get away. And
Well
yeah,
played.
Jonah on 4-1, and as I was saying, well, now the gold's ballooned a little bit further, but it's only 1k back, but most of that gold's in the Udyr and the Poppy, and
That's
Riven
Feats.
is doing so much work, even at 1 and 4. Like, it's kind of crazy.
That's Feats, isn't it? They got
That-
first turret,
that
first
is-
3?
Uh,
Because they got all 3 of the
Yeah.
second to the grub, so that's
Yeah,
Feats
you're right.
for
Yeah, that's
Ronald
Feats.
Thieves.
None of them have the boots yet. Probably picked some of those up soon. But yeah, Feats, that's huge. And
Yeah, just
Otacon's gonna be
immediately way
top
better.
side.
Celestial burst.
We have a series, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else.
Lux is just a little bit too far up again.
Can they turn
Oh
it?
my goodness. Oh, okay. They end up flashing both Udyr and Ahri onto her to finish her off, but
Yeah, and they'll have to sacrifice Nautilus here, and gold is back at around 1,000.
yeah, Juan is just, that's back-to-back deaths where he's just not respecting where members are and he's too far up. It's kind of disappointing when you're in this kind of a lead position.
Good job by Nevada not getting caught out there. Manages to crash the wave and doesn't have to use anything to get out. Oh, it looks like they're gonna overload onto the bot tier 2 here.
Yeah, Jin is just getting to free hit mid, which feels bad. Lux isn't able to now TP back. But I think if you're 101 here, you have that bot pressure, you keep Ziggs safe here from Udyr, and then you're able to go for drag eventually, but yeah, looks like he's safe. At this point, you're just playing for drags, you're playing for stacking.
Solo? It is a solo.
Yeah. The Sundered Sky on the Poppy is kind of interesting, and kind of going for a really bruisery build with the tier and the Sundered Sky.
Yeah, that tier will probably be a Fimbulwinter if I had to guess.
I would assume.
That's so much damage.
Kind of one on the Fae there, but oh, the Ziggs. Ziggs wasn't able to get it onto Jin. Just kind of got some poke onto the other two. I think if you get it on Jin there, that would have been a kill.
Yeah,
There's
I think even if it doesn't hit the sweet spot, we'll throw the bomb.
Wukong didn't have ult for that play, so he wasn't really able to be super involved in that. He'll have ult now, but I'm not sure even with Wukong on ult if you're able to contest this anymore. Poppy is smartly coming to this drag fight, and oh my gosh, the pick by Kai onto Ziggs is huge. Dashes forward, sneaks the charm by the minions, and well, that answers the question. You're not contesting drag anymore, and it's going to be mid-turret. What a nice play by Kai.
If 101 Thieves they should look to trade the Rift Herald here. We know all of Fruitcakes is here except for Jin, who...
Yeah, we'll have to see what Jonah does here. He's sitting on the midway. If he could we see pings on the Rift Herald, and yes, you called it. You gotta smartly just choose to look for that trade. They know they can't fight the drag. You get the trade, and you're still in a fine position. Gold League has swung over to Fruitcakes, but you're in a fine position. You find a good play with Wukong and your poke, and you just set up for the Otacon as the upcoming big.
I mean, if I'm 101 Thieves, like, I don't hate giving over drags. Like, I'm sitting at 2. They just got there first, but giving over Infernal Drakes kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does. You definitely want... Well, see, the thing is, too, you want to be able to fight the next one, and you should be able to. I already mentioned it before the game even started. The blue team, the 101 Thieves draft, is all on the Lux and the Ziggs, the carries, just positioning well. And before all the negative plays so far, it's been Lux overextending in mid twice, and it's been Ziggs getting caught out by the Ahri.
That is a dead Jin. Oh, but he pulled him
out
of the ult! Oh, no!
That's a little unlucky, and I believe we'll just be able to get away. That's a really unfortunate there.
Oh, the anti-synergy.
Well, that's one of those ones, it happens, and then you say, my bad, and you don't do it again for the rest of the game. Well, it's a little unfortunate. Ultimately, I don't know if they'd be able to get too much, maybe a mid-turret. But as I was saying, it's really just going to be on these carries, as we're seeing Lux and Ziggs to just be positioned well, because there's really no ability on red side to actually catch them out if they're positioning well. If the only play is Ahri ulting forward, you can be prepared for that.
The Lux ult came back up off cooldown. I mean, that's the Malignance build. You're going to be ulting frequently.
Oh, they might have actually caught all we see here.
Might have to use Wukong ult here just to secure it.
You'd hope not, but oh, the flash. Oh, you had so flash forward out of Lux there. Doesn't manage to pick him off. You do get Ollie Seeds flash, which makes it even harder for him to actually play these fights.
That's true. And Otacon is alive, and the 101 Thieves
Lux
comp,
has no mana though. Like they're running up at this play. They might be able to get out Ahri's ultimate, but you have Ollie C TPing in, and Lux has no mana trailing this play.
Still have Wukong ulti here. He has to use his clone to get out though.
Yeah, that was such a great job by Ollie C to just mark the Wukong and instantly chunk him out, and now they're able to potentially turn. A nice charm, and Udyr's behind them. No, And this whole time, Jonah's sitting here with Flash and ult, but he got chunked out so hard that he's only now able to actually go forward with it. But at this point, you're so low that you get on top of Udyr, you just die.
Shutdown going over to Juan for killing the Udyr, but the play overall is just...
Oh, he's still going. Fayefash just flashes forward. Is trying to see if they can find Riven, but...
Kai died.
Not quite.
Riven has Flash. If, no, she's not gonna go for it.
But overall, that was actually a really good fight out of the side of Fruitcakes. Just catches them overextending, punishes with the Ollie CTP. Lux did not have the resources to be fighting that. Was able to purchase Shadow Flame off base.
Nautilus will
already get that.
kill the Jhin.
While I'm talking, somehow Nautilus kills Jhin. We love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, they
point,
overstayed, I think, a little too much, and now they're at risk of losing Otacon again, just because...
Yeah, well, Blue overstayed the map, and then Red immediately overstayed the map, and yeah, now they're TPing in, and they might just end up being able to force Otacon. Okay, no flashes on Lux or Ziggs. If this ends up being a fight, you got to pay attention to how they're positioning.
Yeah, and what I was saying before that fight broke out, 101 Thieves needs to be first on every objective because they need to use their range advantage, and that's what they have here.
Another charm just makes Douglas lose, I was going to say his health, but almost his life. Looks like we got a little bit of a freeze here.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was on us, just on the Discord stream, but it looks like it's on the stream as well, so this might be some kind of spectator bug.
Looks like we have some kind of spectator bug. We'll just pretend it's about to start going again. As we can see, the Otacon is about half health, just a little bit under. You know, Ziggs is going to get some poke out here with his ult. We're going to have to see if Jonah chooses to go over that wall and force the play, or are they just going to commit to finishing the objective? But what a nice charm here to find another pick. And no, it's looking a little rough right now.
Oh, we're getting rioted.
You know, maybe someone paused. We can always be hopeful that maybe someone paused and we're having to catch up.
Fingers crossed.
But I do like this call on the side of 101 to just force this play. You got the pick on the face. She'll be really late for this. And as we're here, once again, it's looking a little rough. You hate to see it.
So unlucky.
This game was up to be a really good fight.
Yeah, this game was such a banger.
Pain.
They're still in game? We were at, what were we at, 26 minutes? Let me double check.
They are.
Can I not clip on mod view?
Maybe.
I can't clip on mod view. Okay. We were at 22.5 minutes, Dean, if you are listening.
Looks like we're getting back in, guys. Shout out Dean Jones, handling the work behind the curtain to get this stream going for us. And it looks like we may be back. Looks like this is a little bit after where we came in.
No, these are spoilers. He cannot go backwards. Well,
okay, well, I'm not 100% sure who got Otacon. That is fine. We'll take it up from there. One of these teams picked up Otacon.
Fruitcakes got Otacon.
Fruitcakes ended up getting Otacon. That is interesting. And now they're able to just keep the pressure going, immediately turn on the mid, and yeah, with a 5k gold lead, they are in a comfortable position. I think you just have to assume that what we weren't able to see, that fight that was brewing on the edge, they somehow won that fight, were able to pick up Otacon, and then have just used Otacon to snowball their advantage. And that's kind of what we talked about. It's a snowball season. Otacon fight was apparently huge, and looks like they'll be able to grab Baron here and then just be in a really comfortable position again.
Eden, if you're in their call and can see them streaming the game to you, could you tell us what happened in that Otacon fight? Or Mason if he's here.
See if we can get a little bit more information. You have to know it just must have been close, and if you're the side of 101 right now, it is still just 2 drags to 2 drags. You're even able to give this drag and not lose soul. At this point, you kind of have to wait out the Baron, but you're still at the same game plan. You're still so fine to just play for the poke of the Lux, play for the poke of the Ziggs, and just want to see them survive this Baron and then start playing around their comps, start setting up objectives, start setting up getting map control inch by inch, using your poke to push these people back. Oh my goodness, big chunk. But Lux running the wrong direction, gets put further away from the turret and ends up dying even after getting a huge nice chunk onto Ahri. That's really unfortunate.
Alright, I asked Mason in the DMs what happened in that fight, and the answer he gave me is that it is unplayable for Wukong and Nivir, and that's all. Are seeing what could be the final push here. Lux is down for another 30 seconds. Nautilus will join her.
And yeah, I mean, unfortunately another pick came through onto one of the mages, getting a little too far up, and looks like they might be trying to end right now with the Baron, but gonna back off, which I think you kind of have to do, because Lux is coming up and Ziggs is still there. Gonna take their dragon. Just keep putting this vision down, making it really hard for the side of 101.
Okay. Sounds like not got picked in the play that we saw, and then Ali and Kai cleaned up the fight. That is a pick onto Jonah. That is a one-shot. Looks like Nevada will follow as well. CC coming down onto the Ziggs. Curtain Call will not be enough to take him down, but Ahri will pick it up with a Spirit Rush.
Flash forward. Damage. Oh, and Udyr's so tanky, doesn't even die.
Yeah. Turret is tickling him.
Well, the moment that the game broke, it was extremely close. It ended up, Fruitcake's firmly grabbed control after that play, and it looks appears like they never threw it back. A 26-minute victory and now a 30-minute victory. Really dominant first series from the side of Fruitcakes. Really, really impressive entrance into the league for LEC, and just looking like a
I feel like we were robbed of a banger.
We were. That fight would have been cinema, but it happens.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. We need to give MVP for this game. I think it's between mid and jungle again.
It's hard to say, just not really being able to see.
Yeah, we
it.
didn't see the fight.
11, 3, and 15 on the Udyr is kind of nasty. Hard to say, but I didn't shout out Julian last time, so I'll shout him out this time.
Alright, we can give it to Julian, and then I guess we can do interviews if they're available.
I'd be down to interview whoever wants to come in here.
I don't see
Anybody
any of
wants
Fruitcake still in call. I'll ping Julian. I don't think Kai would want to do an interview anyway, so...
I only have a question or two, max, if anybody just wants to come in.
Gonna drop it in season discussion so I don't spoil anyone in general.
But as we're waiting to see if that happens, just a really nice series. You know, if you're 101 Thieves, I think that second game really showed your potential. Like, that early game was really good by them. I liked the aggression. I liked what they were doing. I think they had a really good comp. If you could clean up the few times that the mages were able to get picked off, I think it would have been a much better game for them. It would have been really hard for the Fruitcake side to actually advance.
Oh, Dina's asking to be sent the replay file so we can pull up the fight.
Okay, we'll see if that happens too.
Yeah, that would be sick.
But yeah, I think that second early game really showed that there's some potential on this team for sure if they can clean up a little bit around it. And honestly, I don't think there's any shame in losing to Fruitcakes right now. I mean, they're looking so strong here, and excited to see how both these teams kind of continue to progress further into the season.
Alright, while we're waiting for that, looks like Nevada has us. Shout out Nevada. I don't know, if we can't get Julian, I will see if we can get someone else.
Dude, just get Kathy in here. Get the captain in here. Say some nice things about her team.
Julian's in a game, I think, so I think we're gonna have to wait on him.
All right. Mason's saying he can do interview. I don't want you.
We're
didn't
not
I'm
play.
good with
interviewing
Mason.
Mason.
I'm good with Mason.
No, we can get Ali.
Or Ollie, that works too. Oh, Ollie's saying let me in. Let him in. Let him in. Oh, you gotta join a channel, Ollie, see, and then they can drag you in.
Yeah, if you join lobby, I can drag you. All right. Welcome, welcome. First team format series under your belt. How does it feel?
It's great. It's great. Absolutely very magnificent. It's my first ever, I guess, like real season. And my team did really good. The vision pockets from Kathy, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Like it was unbelievably how well our team played around vision. I think that was the one reason why we won a lot of those fights. At least at the second game.
Yeah. Gru, you said you had a couple of questions. I'll let you do it while I handle some background stuff.
Yeah, I guess just kind of coming into the season, you're kind of new to the server. I think you've kind of made a statement so far. You've been performing really well. What do you feel like some of your strengths are as a player?
So with my champ pool, like with the champ pool that always gets banned every game, the Scion, Singed, Garen, those are very macro intensive champions. Like you have to really understand how the game works because the champions are pretty simple and base level, but to master them, you really need to understand like how to like play the game when the people know how you play, if you know what I mean. So I think that even if my champs get banned, I have that macro level there. So I think that's where it really is. I guess my macro would be
Okay.
the strength.
Yeah,
Playing with
you
this
did
team.
get.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
No,
you
you're
did get
good.
MVP for game 1. I do want your input on MVP for game 2. We were kind of torn between Kai and Julian. I think either one would be valid. I don't want to throw you under the bus to like pick a teammate here, but your input would be very cool.
Okay. I gotta say Julian here, and do I want to see the reason why? At least,
Yeah, go for it.
I saw Kai miss a lot of charms. I'm sorry, Kai. He missed a lot of charms, and it was like charms that needed to be hit. And either way, I still think Julian did perfectly fine. I think his comms were insanely great as a jungler, like a good calming champion. At least early game top lane, it's really hard for me to calm because it's a 1v1 lane. I'm usually not thinking too much except just how to win the lane. But Julian completely like early game comms are perfect. He says what he's doing. He says exactly what he wants to do and what he's trying to do, and he takes my input and he applies his own. And everyone on the team, like he listens to everyone perfectly. So I would say Julian
that's
there.
enough for me.
Okay.
First
Hey, good to hear.
MVPs of the season. Ali and
Yay!
Julian.
Very nice. Yeah, I just have one more question. It's kind of about fruitcakes in general. You know, I don't know how long you've been playing with this team, but I think it's more recent. So far, I'm sure you're still kind of figuring out y'all's identity, but how would you describe fruitcakes as a team? What do you think your strengths are? And just, I don't know, how would you describe fruitcakes?
I think very consistent with practice and just, applying what we learned because we played a lot of practice games before this, and I think we just completely listened to each other very well. I would say communication's very good with our team. That's what I would say, like what really defines us. It's just knowing what the team wants to do, what the comp we're trying to go for, and exactly what we're looking for. That's what I would say.
You love to hear it. Dean, how close are you to getting that Otacon fight up? Because I had an idea. It would be really fun to have.
I need to kill Riot Vanguard first, and then
Ah.
I can watch match replays.
Big. Okay. I don't know
and
if
for
you'd
some
be
reason
up
I
for
like can't access the league shortcut anymore, so I might have to remake that. It'll be a
this.
second.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if you'd be up for it, Ali, but it would be cool to have you like walk us through what the comms were like on that second Otacon fight.
Yeah,
I don't know
can...
if you heard, but the stream froze, so we like didn't see it. So we're gonna rewatch it, but also hearing what you guys were talking about would be really cool.
Gotcha. I gotta make sure I remember that. The game was kind of a blur. I think we did really well, so I was like, I gotta remember exactly what we were saying. Actually, no, I think I remember. I think I remember exactly what we were talking about before it. because I'm gonna
All
call
right.
myself out a little bit here. I'm gonna give my team some props, and I completely inted a little bit on the calls because I'll explain why in a second.
All right. Have you looked at the post games for the other two series? Do you know how those ended?
Oh, for our team?
Don't
No.
spoil anything.
No, I don't want to spoil anything. I want to hear his predictions, but
Yeah.
I don't want to hear his predictions if he already
Oh,
knows.
okay.
Oh, I don't know. For
Okay, yeah. Let me hear your prediction. So the two series were Rift Sharks Metabusters, and then Andromeda against Skaven Kill Team. I don't know
Okay.
how familiar you are with the teams, but
I'm to be honest, I'm not at all.
okay.
I barely can remember names, like in general. I'm not gonna remember. I'm sorry. I have
Okay, no worries.
I have no memory of like what the teams are. I'm assuming they did great. I don't know who won, but whoever the best team won. That's why I gotta say better team wins. That's my answer.
Okay, all right. Well, I think those will be streamed tomorrow, spectator bugs notwithstanding.
Yeah, I mean, I think spectator's probably fine. In worst case, you can just redo it. Also, I feel like replay files should work. The problem with replay files is sometimes you got to restart your computer. Like if you've played League with Vanguard on at all, it might not work. I'm trying to see if I can like pull it up from the graveyard, but you know.
All right. How much longer do you want to give the Otacon fight before we call it?
I have one more thing I want to try.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I
Do you have any other? Oh, sorry.
I could restart my computer real quick and then stream it, but that kind of feels like it's pointless.
Yeah, just see if you can get it with the one other thing you're saying.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Ollie, so do you
Julian
have
sent
any-
me a video. Oh wait, okay, he sent it again. It got corrupted, so I couldn't
Okay.
watch it. But I'm gonna try and pull it up again. I think he just got a replay of
Flipped it
it.
for you or something? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, this one's also corrupted. He said to ask Kathy
Oh.
afterwards, but I don't know if.
Kathy, are you listening?
Do you want me to stream it? I could theoretically stream it on mine.
Yeah,
right?
if you can
That
just
would
do
work
that,
too.
I could just pull it up.
Yeah.
I can just look at history. Yeah, I mean, I think that's. I don't know if that's the easiest way. but-
Yeah, and then just Discord stream it for Dean. That should
It's gonna look
probably work.
horrible though. I have on Discord Nitro on poor.
Oh, better than nothing.
That's
That's
okay.
okay. I don't either.
It's downloading. It's gonna take a second.
What are your thoughts on the
I feel like
season?
his upcoming games are not right.
No, it's fun. I feel really good about these games. Again, this is my first ever season here, so I'm still not too sure.
This isn't your first time in like
yeah.
a competitive league setting, though, right? Like you've played for your school.
Yes, but not like where is it? No, that's Baron.
It's 22-27 is the last thing we saw, so maybe started at about 22-15.
22-15. I did, but it wasn't like this in depth. I feel like the team
Who were
was a
MVPs
lot.
What's up?
Who are MVPs?
Ali game 1 and Julian game 2. And then do you know how to zoom out?
Yeah, I cannot remember. It's
Control Shift Z and then scroll down.
oh down. Oh, yep, gotcha.
Okay,
Yeah,
give me a
not
sec.
too
I gotta pull
far.
it up on stream.
All right, yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be awful. Okay. Okay, good enough. Okay.
Yeah. We'll at least be able to see what happened. All right. You can play it whenever.
Okay. We can look at it. Is it just direct camera, correct?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just like tell us what you were thinking. You don't have to go super into detail because I don't think we're gonna have time to go super into detail, but
Yeah, I'll just let it play too. Whatever's easier.
So yeah, Nos just gets caught completely, and then a nice pick.
Kai gets the charm onto the Ziggs. Janna goes down, but Wukong gets CC'd before he can ult again. Poppy ult takes Riven out.
I hate to be the one to say it, but maybe this fight wasn't worth going back
That
for.
fight was not worth going back for. It's okay.
I just felt so robbed because it was so hype. Like it was so close.
Wait, go to the dragon fight. Because we missed that too. Just go forward. That next fight. Yeah. Yeah, just let this play too. So we missed this also. I mean, I think it's a bit easier because y'all had a Otacon buff already, but
Oh, well, it's gonna.
oh shit.
Finds him. Oh my god.
There's nothing really happening
See,
here,
this is
but-
worth watching.
Bruh.
Dawson's Law.
I don't know. I didn't think they're all gonna be there. I thought they were gonna be playing for the
At
drag.
drag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess if you want to say something about the Otacon fight, because
Yeah,
there's something
yeah,
very
sure.
specific about our comms. Around when it occurred, so I was saying at first to give it up because Faye died around here, and I was like, oh, there's no way. But because Julian, Kathy, and Kai were kind of like, no, we could do it because they didn't have any ADCs, so like they're not gonna take it that quick, right?
Sure.
So
yeah, yeah.
so they're the ones calling to go for it. I was saying back off, but they were like, "Now we're going for it," and they played really well. I think Julian caught like Ziggs out really well. Oh, wait, what was it again? I always forget.
22:30ish.
22. I don't have to go too in depth, but mainly it was just like it was just Julian completely like not solo winning the fight, but like completely like making the call out, saying like I'm going on Ziggs and just one shotting him, which was
Oh,
again,
Kai
they're-
did miss that charm. He hit the charm on Nautilus, to be
fine.
fair.
it's all good, but yeah, I think it was just their comp just consistently got caught out, which is like just not what you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was worried for your side just because I thought if the Lux and Ziggs were able to
I need to
position
pay
really
out
well,
Gamble.
you guys didn't have a lot of options to get onto them, but it seemed like
Absolutely,
it wasn't really a problem in the actual game.
yeah.
I mean, to
That's
that point
where
about
the vision was really well played.
yeah, to the point about ADCs, like Douglas was playing really good there to kind of like position and block people off. They just didn't take it fast enough. Like there was 4,000 to 5,000 health on it, and if they had just taken it that much faster, I think it's a completely different game. Because I
That
think
is
the
the
call to
downside to the
play
doubles
there
AP
and kind of
comp.
like position defensively is really smart until you just get popped by Udyr and the camp is nowhere near killed. Then you just get into a bit of trouble.
I think it's this part, or maybe not. I don't remember. Well, because the thing is about their comp, which was, if I want me to go a little more in depth, I guess, is like their comp is very particularly like they need to get vision first. They need to get prio first because they're playing two enchanters that are artillery. They need to get prio first, and because they have no wards, we did this, and I think this is where Kathy's vision was perfect because they had no clue. So
Can you
it was
press
just
O?
like, oh, one more time.
Can you press O?
Press O.
So only 10 vision score up. I wasn't sure how big of a gap there was.
Well, yeah. Well, I think it's just position of vision. It's because like
Right. No, I
before
I
Baron
wasn't
fight-
sure if there was like an obvious difference or not.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's really it. If there's nothing,
All right.
anything else you want to go
Thank
over.
you for that insight. Thank you for
Yeah.
hopping on for the interview. Congrats on your
Thanks
first
for finally
Scrims
giving
Zone
us
series
that
win.
team fight.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It was really fun, and I'm really happy for my team. We're doing great.
Yeah, and I think
also shout out 101 Thieves. That second game was really fun to watch, and I hope to see them scaling into the season in the future. I think they
Yeah.
have what it takes.
Real quick, Ali, before you go, your next match, if it goes as scheduled, is against Metabusters, who are the team that are the defending champions from last season, roster unchanged, and the team that just won Frostbite. So you're going to be up against a pretty big challenge there. You guys narrowly avoided having to play them in Frostbite bracket. So good luck there, and I hope y'all are mentally prepared for that one.
All
So
I
good
could
luck
say,
there.
this is the last thing I want to bring up. I'm sorry for cutting you off. The underdogs always win. Everyone loves a good underdog story. I don't care if they're the best. Yeah, it doesn't matter when we got macro and we got knowledge on our side. That's all I gotta say. And I'm out. I
Let's
appreciate
see
it,
it.
guys.
Thank you.
Who
GG,
needs a
GG.
Lamborghini when you got knowledge, bro?
Oh my god.
All right, thanks everyone for watching. Apologies for that being scuffed as hell. Hopefully tomorrow will be a little better. If y'all are wondering when things are going to run, I think we're going to try and gas both series starting about 8. Probably going to have a bit of a delay between the two series. I'll keep you updated on announcements, and I think Eden should put out some Twitter updates if y'all are following that.
Which, if
Follow
you're not,
on-
follow
follow
the
on-
follow the Scrims on Twitter.
Or X.
No. Canceled.
Twitter.
Get him out of here. All right. See y'all later.